Hello, everyone. Welcome to Trossi Takes, where every story deserves a take. I am Sebastian, and today we're going to be looking at Godzilla in Hell. Now, I have seen the death battle of Hulk versus Godzilla, and they did mention that Godzilla went to hell, but I had no idea about that comic. And today I just happened to find a video of describing that specific comic. And I don't know if you could tell, but this guy is ready. This is the Final Wars Godzilla, by the way. One of my favorite Godzillas ever. So, that being said, let's not waste any more time. Let's go ahead and dive right into it. Let's go.
Godzilla in Hell, a prehistoric monster born millions of years ago, awakens to a brand new age and rules over the entire Earth as a god. But when the Earth rejects it, there's only one place to go.
I like the music.
This was the greatest mistake. What do you think happens when you trap God in hell? The Earth's surface opens up and Godzilla falls further and further into the Earth, reaching the core and even further beyond. With the distance from Earth's surface to its core being 6,300 kilometers,
Whoa.
and Godzilla weighing 25,000 metric tons, he would be falling to the core at 12,000 kilometers an hour, which would be supersonic speed. And when he hits the bottom, he would be a living nuclear bomb, hitting the core at the energy of 126 trillion joules, which is equivalent to 30 tons of TNT, exploding all at once, shaking the entire
A lot of build-up
Earth.
for this.
But this monster isn't on Earth anymore. Landing on the floor, Godzilla knows that this isn't his domain anymore. A god should be in heaven, but this god belongs in hell. Godzilla looks up and sees a boulder that reads, "Abandon all hope, ye who enter here." But who needs hope when you have strength like this?
Can Godzilla read?
Destroying the pillar, Godzilla makes his way through hell and finds out that if anyone, alive or dead, can defeat him, being dropped in a realm that is stated to be infinite in size and only goes further. Reaching a nuclear factory, Godzilla is attacked by a monster made of...
Wait. There's a nuclear factory in hell? Why would there be a nuclear factory in hell? What kind of hell is this? What?
radioactive flesh, and Godzilla is able to defeat it in a single attack. Looking out into the distance, Godzilla sees hell's nature, a hurricane of the blood on Godzilla's hands, a storm of every person he's sent to hell. The billions of people engulf Godzilla, and when he reaches the eye of the storm, he sees a reflection, another version of himself. The Godzilla copy begins to split apart and uses its tendrils to throw Godzilla so high into the air that he can almost see the light of the surface. And when he falls, he fires his atomic breath and is thrown back once again, being pulled into the monster's mouth.
What the hell
is the exact opening he needed. Charging up his energy, Godzilla is swallowed by his shadow, and the light reaches full strength. Exploding with energy, Godzilla destroys the copy's body and walks away from the battle with himself as the victor. But that's when the ground begins to crack and the floor caves in once again, sending Godzilla falling into another layer of hell.
So going deeper.
Looks up and finally realizes what this is. Seeing Fire Rodent in the distance, he knows that all of his battles are the lives that he's taken, sending all of his enemies to hell and falling down to run it back.
So they're all gonna fight him again?
In a single shot, Godzilla makes his way to where hell froze over, a void that is stated to be an abyss that contains an eternity of ice, and defeating yet another one of his previous foes. Moving further and further into hell, arriving in an ocean which is stated to be eternal and endless, Godzilla attacks yet another monster, but runs away, but not from him. Looking up, Godzilla sees King Ghidorah, and after being thrashed around in the sea,
I guess Ghidorah would be here.
As the winner. Going back to a time on Earth where Godzilla was fighting Space Godzilla.
Godzilla's here. Is that Brazil?
Godzilla and Space Godzilla clash their atomic breath, burning hotter than the sun. And when the energy dissipates, the light engulfs the entire planet, and the core of the world is destroyed, and the entire planet followed. And when God commands that Godzilla now serve him, Godzilla refuses, never submitting to anyone, not even God himself. Firing
Even
his
God
atomic breath,
himself?
the impossible happens. The being that created the entire universe gets one-shotted by Godzilla, making sure that he wasn't the only god.
He killed God? He killed God? How do you kill you can't kill God, he's God. That's insane.
That gets
Okay.
sent to hell. Godzilla would go on to eat the angels before traveling further into hell, and after fighting both Destroyer and Ghidorah, their blasts destroy a barrier in hell, and Godzilla walks through. The ground begins to fall once again, and this is it, the bottom. Godzilla is in the final layer of hell.
Right.
Rising from the rubble, Godzilla's tail destroys multiple hives of red-winged demons, and he looks up and sees a mountain, and at the top, his final challenge, the creator of the entire IDW multiverse, the being who forged hell, the being who made everything. Godzilla tries to fire his atomic breath, but he doesn't have enough energy and begins climbing up the mountain, but is hit by an avalanche. The demons begin to swarm around God.
So if you create a multiverse, you just can't beat that, right? There's no way. There's just no way. He's not
Godzilla
gonna do it.
and eat his flesh until he's nothing but bones. But that's when Godzilla possesses the demons and makes them come together to form a brand new body, and his energy returns. Firing a blast from his entire body at the mountain, the creature at the top and the top of the mountain are erased from existence, and Godzilla climbs to the top of the mountain as the strongest being alive or dead. Overall, Godzilla in Hell would scale to outer versal with irrelevant speed. And shout out to G Super who dropped 60 to sponsor this video, because in the end, when a god falls to hell, hell falls with him, defeating all of his opponents to prove he's the strongest, because the universe is a prison and this reptile is the cell. If you want to
That was
reach
good.
heaven, start by crawling out of hell. What's up, guys? It's Divine. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure
Wow. Okay, so he fought God and the god demon. Is that the god demon? That's the one they mentioned, right? The one who was at the very end, who created the entire multiverse. That's insane. Holy crap. How do you can anything stop this guy? This particular Godzilla in particular. Can anybody stop this one? This version of Godzilla. Can anybody stop this version of Godzilla? Somebody please let me know, because that's insane. That is absolutely bonkers. Wow. My take on that was holy sugar honey iced tea. That was amazing. That was awesome. I absolutely loved it. I would have to definitely do some more reactions like this, because I love Godzilla. I love the Monsterverse. I love this guy. Obviously loves Godzilla too. I love the Monsterverse. I love all the Godzilla movies. I can't wait for Godzilla -1, the sequel. I can't wait for. I think they're doing Shin Godzilla, the sequel to that one. I don't know if they're quite doing that one. Someone please let me know. Um, I don't know if they're doing that one. I heard rumors that they were doing Shin Godzilla 2, but I don't know if that's confirmed. And of course, Godzilla X Kong Supernova. I think that's gonna be a lot of fun. Well, that's gonna go ahead and do it for us, guys. This was Trossi Takes, where every story deserves a take. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.